Okay, guys, welcome back finally to another Raid Shadow Legends video with me, Mediocre Gamer Man. So, now that I'm back, I have some videos planned and we're going to kind of push forward. I'm going to try and get videos out twice weekly, possibly even 3 times weekly, especially during this event. I would like to get more out so that we can have kind of a game plan going forward. But first and foremost, let's talk about what this is actually about today, and that's Roric Wyrnbane. So, we got a new champion coming. The event started yesterday. Well, the day of as of this recording, but when this drops tomorrow, it started, of course, on Monday, and a lot of people have kind of been back and forth as to whether or not they're going to get him. I personally didn't get Mother Sybil because I didn't see a real big need for her, but this guy, I think I may actually get just because of his kit seems interesting, and I think it could help maybe in Faction Wars, could help in a few other places. So we'll see. So first and foremost, attacks one enemy 2 times. Each hit has a 40% chance. It's a 50 when booked, placing a stun debuff for 1 turn. Each hit will fill this champion's turn meter by 15% if the target is not under a stun debuff after the hit. So if you put no accuracy on him, he is going to fill his turn meter. Personally, I think he deserves the accuracy. The turn meter fill isn't what his kit is designed for. So it's kind of designed as a, well, let's go a little bit faster if I don't land it, if they do that 3% resist. With his second ability here, Dragon Rage, he attacks one enemy, has a 100% chance of decreasing the target's turn meter by 75%. This skill fully depletes the target's turn meter, also has an 100% chance when booked of placing a stun debuff on all other enemies for 1 turn. Why I think this is such a great ability is it's on a 3-turn cooldown. It's a 75% turn meter drop, which is amazing. There's not many other champions that have a turn meter drop that big, that quickly. 3 turns is quick. And then if it fully depletes it, it stuns. So think about in spiders. If he fully depletes the spider's turn meter, he stuns every one of the smaller spiders. Of course, if they don't resist. So really useful there. Really useful for wave content. If you're hitting and it fully depletes, it'll stun. Also for the new boss, the Dark Fae. If it hits one of the guys and it doesn't, or if it fully depletes their turn meter, then it stuns all of the other ones. It can hit the Fae and stun everybody else. So kind of useful for that, I think. I think there are ways to speed tune that to make it happen. Nether Spider as well is another one that I think this skill would be crucial for. Now with his Scale Breaker, the third ability, attacks when an enemy will ignore 50% of the target's defense. Will always use this skill instead of default skill when counterattacking. This skill will not be blocked by active skills buffs. Will not be blocked by block active skills. So that means people like Roric can't stop this guy from using this on a counterattack. It means that when he's got counterattack up on a counterattack team, he's always going to ignore that 50% target's defense. If you got him in a Savage set, of course, you can see where this goes. That's going to be an amazing ability to have. Because if you look like somebody like Royal Huntsman, when they hit, Royal Huntsman's a one-hitter. With that, with that ignore 100% defense, he can slam through anybody. Faceless the same way if they're built right. So having this guy do that on a counterattack, if he survives that attack and he hits, he's going to wipe that champion if he's built right. So really cool. I like how that works. It's really good for someone like Clan Boss. He's going to hit hard, hopefully. Has some uses in a Go Second team and Arena because that's becoming more prevalent now. So I think he's got some skill. Like I said, he's only a one-hitter, but this ability to stun everybody, I think, has some play, especially with some of the Doom Tower bosses. I don't know why I have this on. I was checking to make sure the music was going. But let me see. So Titan's In, his passive. He's immune to stun debuffs, which is huge. Which means, once again, for that Dark Fae, if you build him to go first, or even if you don't build him to go first, if you build him to maybe go second, as long as he survives, and once again, you can have abilities that increase counterattack, maybe put him in a retaliation set. I mean, there are different options here, but for that Dark Fae, he's immune to stun. So when he gets copied, he's not going to be stunned by his copy if they reduce a turn meter. So he's not going to be stunned by the dragon and the dragon's dungeon. He's not going to be stunned by some of the Doom Tower waves. He's not going to be stunned in arena. So that definitely opens up, the ability for him to be put on teams especially for the counterattack, to stun the enemy and not have to worry about him being stunned. So he basically, one of the strongest CCs in the game, he's immune to it. And then, of course, he deals 15% more damage to bosses and receives 15% less damage from them. So I think, all in all, his kit's huge. It's a one-hitter, but honestly, I think, or a single target. But honestly, I think the way it's built, does anybody else see that, or is it just me? He's got an outline. You see? Yeah, you can. It looks like he was originally going to carry a bow. But yeah, that's weird. Maybe he's built off of someone else's skin, maybe, that carries a bow. But yeah, he's definitely got the outline of a bow. They didn't take out that part of the graphic, because I don't believe that is intentional. So fascinating. But anyway, sorry, back to what we were doing. I just kind of got sidetracked. And finally, he does have an increased speed in all battles. By 19%, I can't talk today. And so, as a speed lead, as an aura lead, he's actually useful. He doesn't really take the place of some of the better aura leads out there. Lysandra and Deacon. I think, what is High Katoon's? See, High Katoon's is 19%. So he's in line with High Katoon with his aura lead. So not the best speed lead in the game, but having that in case you don't have a speed lead, or you're going to put him in a team and you don't have a better aura champion for that team, I think he's going to play big. So I'm definitely going after him this time. I think he's going to be a really cool champ for the Barbarian faction. I think he's going to be really fun to put on some clan boss teams, for dragons, for the Nether Spider, for spiders, for the Dark Fae. I think that'll work. I mean, it's going to take some theory crafting. It's going to take some messing around with things. But I honestly think, all in all, he's got some great places to be used for that CC ability and for that heavy-hitting A3 on a counterattack. So definitely something to look for. But in terms of the what you need to be doing day by day, right now, of course, with tournaments, we've got the Spider Tournament active. The requirement is high, but it's not the highest I've ever seen. If you're running anything other than 20, though, it's going to be hard, but you're going to be able to get it in that 3 days. So definitely push that to get it done, because you need to be ready for... We'll pull it up here. So as soon as the summon rush, or I'm sorry, not summon rush, as soon as you got the dungeon divers, which is useful because of the spiders. The spider tournament 6 through 9. But once where are we at here? 6 through 9. So you got artifact enhancement coming up, started today. You need to be pushing spiders, and the reason for that is to build up the money for these artifact enhancement events. Because it's going to take, I don't know where these fragments are going to land, but it almost always takes 10 to 12 million to get these done at the very minimum. For me, anyway. Sometimes it takes even more than that, especially if you haven't been building up, level 12s, level 15s, like I did for, the Brogni event. I had like 20 level 15s ready to just turn over to 16, and I was able to get them done really quickly. I didn't do that this time. I've been focusing on other things. So if you're like me, definitely running that spider and running it often to get the spider tournament done and to get the dungeon divers done using spider early on, so that all you're doing is farming for your silver and getting ready for this champion training event. You've got one that's coming here on the 9th, and then you got another one coming on the 14th. So these really are the big ones for me, because this one is going to burn all of your resources, and then you're going to have to prepare for this one. So definitely start getting your champions ready as soon as possible and build up that silver for these two, if you haven't already done it. So what I do for the champion training, I'm running out of space. I got some ready to turn over to 50. And then, see, I got all these 4-star here. Got some 30s I need to turn over. And then I got some 20s I got to start working on. I don't have as many as I would like. I've got a lot sitting in my vault that I have got to clean out. And I just got done spending $6 million to get some more size in my champions. So, you know, silver is definitely the crutch point for a lot of this. So, but just like I said, push that spider for right now so you can get the dungeon divers done and start preparing for those champion trainings that are coming, for the artifact enhancements that are coming. And I think, you know, the sooner you get each one done, the more you can prepare for the next one. And that's something that's really big for these events. Brogni, because of how hard it was, I don't know anybody, if you got it, you know, there was so much to Brogni. And that last couple days, if you were still struggling to finish up tournaments or struggling to finish up the last one before the next one started, or while the next one was going, then you had a hard time completing them on time. And I think that's what's going to happen I'd say about the 18th. A lot of people are going to be having trouble because you're going to be nearing the end of that second champion training, and you're going to be burning resources, burning energy, just trying to get these champions leveled and moved up and ranked up. And then you've got an artifact enhancement that just ended, and that's going to have your silver down to next to nothing. You've got a champion chase tournament where you've already had this summon rush, and so you've burnt all of your stuff. Like I've used up my my sacred shards, so all I've got is void and ancient. So I'm gonna have to work around that. Hopefully, I can get a couple of sacreds between now and then. But you know, this champion chase is gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard, but I think it's gonna happen during a 2x event, so that's a good sign. I'm gonna have to look into the timing on that, but I think that's where it's gonna land. It almost never lands on the summon rush as a 2x. It's almost always a 10x. So we'll see. But you've got the Ice Golem tournament people are going to be finishing up. And this Classic Arena Takedown, which is going to take a lot of energy. Just a lot of mental energy. So, you know, definitely start preparing. Get through these early ones as quickly as you can without burning too many of your resources. And start preparing for the next ones down the line. So, but I think Roric Wyrnbane is going to be a great champion to add to your roster. There's no reason not to try for him. If you start coming to the end and you can't get him, at least you tried. But definitely try to get as far as you can on these tournaments and these events, because they definitely give you rewards. The Spider Tournament, you don't have to keep going on it, but I would, to build up that money for those artifact enhancements. And look, get you a 4-star chicken, it gets you an ancient shard. If you're in a place where you can actually get the final things, that's going to save you for some of them. You won't have to work as hard for some of them. So definitely push in the beginning as much as you can with those easy resources, right? I think the events generally give you better stuff. Like, see, you get an epic skill tome here. So I always push in the beginning, and then I try to use what resource I can at the end to kind of keep up. So, but that's what this video is about. I really wanted to talk about Roric Wyrnbane because I like his kit. I think his kit's really interesting. And, you know, I'm going to be going for him, and hopefully I can build him out and put him in some teams soon to kind of show what I think he's capable of. So, but thank you all so much for joining. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and take care.